Okay, hi guys. So my name is Inthikab. I have been a person who has got involved with social media for quite a long time, probably from its inception. Even before Facebook came into existence, things like MySpace or Hi-Fi or things like that. I am just going to share right throughout my series of lectures, tutoring, lecturing, speaking about this, and especially speaking to students who have turned out to become influencers and brand ambassadors, etc. So I would like to talk about the role of influencers and social media promotion sustainability today. How sustainable is it, or how do we make this sustainable? So a small question to the audience is, when speaking of influencers in general, who is the top of the mind, that one influencer who would come into your mind? If I ask like that, can anyone give me a couple of names? Just the first one. Anyone? Amjad? Who?
Ashen.
Dr. Buran?
I mean, the ones that I know will be
One
person.
Yeah. Any influencer promotes a brand. What about you, sir?
I don't know.
Even in India and international, it's okay. Zainab?
Ryan Reynolds.
Okay. I go with.
I was going to say that, but then I thought I should not say it right now.
These were the influencers of 80s generation, 90s kids. These were the generation of that. In all fairness, the most, and I'm going to target only one brand so that I can focus on one story. I'm talking only about Pepsi here. I'm only talking about Pepsi also as a brand. I have not consumed the drink maybe for the last 15 years. I have not consumed it. Neither am promoting it, but I like to talk about it. So, talking about soccer players, talking about the world's most expensive advertisement done in 1992, Michael Jackson's advertisement for Pepsi. All this has generated a lot of influence with them. Shah Rukh Khan is a global brand name in every house. Yeah. These were at a time the greatest brand ambassadors and influencers of a brand, and of course the Indian cricket team. There is almost no one in the top cricket team who has not influenced the brand, exclusively Pepsi. But with this, it comes into this particular campaign, the King of Pop campaign, using traditional celebrities versus emergence of micro-influencers. All of you all should know who this guy is, though he's wearing a mask. He is the person who has the highest following exclusively on YouTube, plus collectively, YouTube and all other anyone, he is the largest follower, the person who has the largest following on social media. That's none other than Mr. Beast, who is here. No one even knows his name. He's Mr. Beast, they call him. God knows what his actual name is. He was seen doing a video eating a $100,000 ice cream. There is another video of him drinking a $1 million worth of a mineral water bottle. He drinks it in 30 seconds and he says, hey, this is like ordinary water, right? Now, how do brands make use of them from the 80s, 90s generations of using the Shah Rukh Khans and the Michael Jacksons? From there coming into using elements like this, and how sustainable and how long term is this is what we are talking about. So when we look at this, today influencer management has changed into people not trusting these kind of elements but going into very specialized exclusive elements like this. Now this, we don't know who he is, but he is a person who makes a lot of videos regarding cars. He knows about cars. Is he a mechanic? No. He loves about cars. He knows about cars. He collects hundreds of videos about cars. And there you go, a person who is manufacturing engine oil can say that when you talk about cars, can you keep my engine oil brand over there and speak about it? That is more logical, more factual than you using Shoaib Akhtar driving a car and coming and saying, I use this oil. No, it's not going to happen. There was days where they say that I use this, so you should use this. Look at the logic. Aishwarya Rai, after she becomes the Miss World, says, I used Lux, so I am beautiful. No, you were beautiful before Lux. Aishwarya Rai was beautiful before she used Lux. Lux says, come in front of the mirror camera and say that I got beauty and I got beautifulness is because I used Lux. That is not now worth it for the audience, because everyone has a mobile and everyone can comment. So the best thing in internet is everyone can put their opinion. Guess what's the bad thing about internet? Everyone can put their opinion. Both. Everyone can put their opinion is good. Everyone can put their opinion is also bad on social media. So the reality of Aishwarya Rai saying that all in factual is now not valid. It's outdated. These people, who this guy is, who is this bald-headed uncle who is here, God knows. But he has the potential of sustainably selling more engine oil, more vehicle-related things than anyone else. What about mums who are doing a lot of videos with kids and babies? So when you watch this, you will watch loads of videos of it, and then you will see that brands like Unilever's for Baby Sharmi or other brands or anything regarding that, you use a real mom than getting an Indian beautiful actress here, getting someone's kid. You are the mother, you are the kid, together you all can have a campaign like this. No, after 1 month the campaign is not sustainable. No one remembers that campaign. But this is the relationship of a real mom and a real daughter, where the audience like you and me have watched hundreds of videos. They're doing the same thing. They are a family. They live together. They are like a middle class family. They have the same TV which we have. Their house size is the same as us. And it makes sense for our household to see that this is hitting our mind than logically going and seeing some superstar coming on TV and saying, use this brand and I'm using it. No, that's just an endorsement which is done. So the power of influencer today has gone a lot. What do you think about the advertisement done by Britney Spears? This was a fantastic advertisement which just was about 6 months. Soon after Britney Spears' fame goes down, they take Ricky Martin because it was the soccer season at that time. This element of authenticity and trust keeps on losing. So today's sustainability is use legit people, which I will show you in the next 5 minutes of how do we do that, so that you can build authenticity and trust. You can reach to niche segments, special segments, and talk to the exact individuals, and you will get measurable results. When you use Hrithik Roshan, you don't know whether your campaign is working or not. But when you use a professor, an influencer, like Dr. Burhan says, let's say a doctor, someone who knows the subject, that person promotes it, you know that they trust what this person says, rather than a model who wears a doctor coat and come and says, yeah, use Signal toothpaste, it's the best toothpaste. No. We want a real medical doctor from a real university, a real medical student actually to talk about this. So, it can be Babar Azam or Virat Kohli having this drink which is not working anymore in general terms. People are focusing on what is relevant to me. So, can we create sustainability through this? We definitely can create. Creating sustainability, I would like to talk about transitions from influencers to creators. We all can become part of this brand if we are creators. For an example, is there a brand you like, you are very loyal to, you really will use that brand? You can make content out of it that by time you become a spokesperson for that. Example, I have been in the education or teaching or educative training section for 21 years. People ask me, sir, what's the best professional course I should take? What are the courses which are eligible, let's say, to go abroad? What are the courses I can get a scholarship? How do I do this? I become an opinion former or an opinion leader in that. So no more these celebrities are going to be opinion leaders. It's going to be individuals who are you and me, who are not famous, who have a normal face, who are not as talented as Babar Azam or Virat Kohli. As normal individuals, we definitely will have that ability to take it. So in this triangle of people starting to innovate, they are going to learn that I need to establish trust, transparency and collaboration. I will show you in the next 3 minutes of how this collaboration basically is going to be done. So overall, our sustainability campaigns are going to be measurable, they are going to be accountable, because they are done by real people. Real people as who I would like to talk in a couple of minutes. Right. Can everyone look at this campaign which is done by Pepsi Sri Lanka? Is it a legit campaign? Yes, it's a legit campaign. It's done by an individual who has created these wall arts. You can see the Vallavatta railway station. The railway station has got an awesome wall art with it. Who did they pick for that wall art? You can see the Instagram highlights which is being highlighted here, and I'm going to show you why these campaigns are sustainable. Because for the first time in Sri Lanka, Pepsi never used a celebrity. You know, two cricketers who have strongly supported Pepsi here, people like Lasit Malinga and Sanat Jayasuriya mostly. Apart from that, maybe Dilshan. More than that, there are no cricketers who have pushed this. You don't see a single cricketer here. You do not see single singers here like Bhati and Santosh. You see singers here, but not the famous singers. You need someone who is accessible here. How did they create this campaign? In the next couple of minutes, let's look into it right like this. They took people who have a general average following, a person who is relevant, a person who doesn't have a blue tag, a person who is a digital marketeer, a general organic content creator, because he creates content. You collaborate with them, join and do it. People in Sri Lanka will know that today restaurant businesses are not moving well. What's the most sustainable business? Take a big space, put 25 shops like that, collaborate, get the crowd there and share the profit. Collaboration is very important. You can't survive alone. So sustainability, today's language in social media is you try to collaborate. This guy is my student. Proudly to say that I have a student who has endorsed Pepsi. This is Vidula, who has just a 16.9k following only. In Sri Lankan standard, this is quite okay. You have more than that, but it's quite okay. That's not the logic here. The logic is they use normal people like you and me to endorse Pepsi. What he says is more trustable than someone out there in Bollywood is trying to say it. Guess where did this art come from? She is an Indian artist called Key Art Story. You can follow her on Instagram and see. You can see her general stories. You can see that she is a real storyteller in terms of art, and she has created this for Pepsi. She has taken videos step by step showing how did she create this for Pepsi. So logically we can actually see it. And can you see how many followers you have? 4,000. Sometimes we have more following than this. You know why this makes sense? The more lower it makes sense because they are you and me. That's what I'm always striving here. They are just normal people. These people are not very famous. You have not seen this face ever. You don't know who this lady is. It's a normal artist where the Pepsi comes and says, we like to collaborate with you. A 120-year-old brand is collaborating with an artist who has only 4,000 followers and saying that we want you. We don't want Pamela Anderson. We won't want Michael Jacksons. We don't want Virat Kohli's. We want to collaborate with you. And this campaign went long. I would like to talk about Lochana, who you know as Lochi. She is today used by the tourism ministry to promote tourism in Sri Lanka. She is today one of the largest content creators, consistent content creators of Sri Lanka. For a day, minimum 2 content she will create. Every company works with her. Her biggest endorsement she ever did was for Pepsi. You can see about the following she has, and this is kind of like the highest. So Pepsi has used these kind of elements in order to show a balance with this. I'll show you a professional dancer who has an average following like that. Not as good as any celebrity, but has promoted the Pepsi with the wall art. You can see a singer who has done it. You can see Iman Kader, a very famous model, a very famous singer, a very famous dancer who comes in most of the videos. She has also used this. You can see that collaboration doesn't work with people who are living, even inanimate objects, because this is the coolest factor for Sri Lankans today. The lotus flower, the Nelum Kuluna. People can collaborate with that. You can make sense with that. This is more making sense. So we are looking at, how much of icons are there in your geographical region, wherever you come from, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, or from North. How many things can these brands collaborate with? And you are making sense when you collaborate with this. That's the video of the campaign which they did for that. This is again a general campaign, you can see, which was done. So this is the Bamalapitia railway station, a person who has 29k followers. This again, same logic. This again, same logic. Same thing. A person called Nimasha, a digital creator who has done this. This is probably one of the most important ways of how today social media influencers are going to do it. You can see a person who generally promotes general brands has also promoted Pepsi because Pepsi wanted to collaborate with these people. So many examples I have quoted here is what you see is very important to talk about. Do you know this lady who is in the screen? Yeah? Yeah, Priya Prakash. She has a terrific record of attracting the largest audience in the world in the shortest time. Her record is 610k followers in just one day, beating Kyle Jenner and Cristiano Ronaldo in one day. There are people who, like, when I saw this at that time, I was like, she beated the overall record of Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh, A.R. Rahman collectively together. Known faces versus unknown. Today brands are after them or people like this. People like this. This is sustainable. This makes sense. This is you and me. We know them. We follow them. We look at those stories. This is why the demand for working with big celebrities in India, big names, is coming down. You are not anymore going to trust their brand endorsements. You also have to see that there are little micro influencers who for a month go and promote 25 restaurants. The validity and sustainability of them are also not relevant anymore, because they know that you are promoting 25 restaurants because they are paying you. You're not a real customer. You're not a real customer. That is why in India and many countries there have been pressure groups who have followed the pages of these Bollywood celebrities, daily monitoring their stories and looking at what they say, and there are enough of content recreated to say that so and so comes and tells in an advertisement, I eat this chocolate, but in a story she has said, I never eat any chocolate. And they have compared both and that. I have watched at least 40-50 videos like this of it. What happens to the brand? The brand goes down, not sustaining. What happens to the value of the celebrity? Untrustworthy. No one can trust these kind of brands. So in order to go ahead from this, what we have to look into it is the qualitativeness and the sustaining fact of these celebrities. So lastly, I would say that at a time I looked at Mark Zuckerberg. He had 4.8 million followers. Guess how much Prakash had? 6.3 million followers. So I try to say that this little girl who came 20 seconds and winked at the screen got a better media attention than the owner of Instagram. Exactly. That's what happens. And my last two slides before I go off. Key takes: influence matters. We all can influence. You, me, everyone, we can influence. We can take the best out of influencing. We don't need to look like Brad Pitt to influence. No. We don't need to look like the most handsome person in the world to influence. We don't influence only with our face. We influence with our ability, with our skills, with what people will trust us. So we all can influence. You and I, we all can influence. Number one, transparency is key. Do not influence just for the sake of money, not sustainable. Be a real customer. You, let's say, are talking about promoting a product. You be the customer of the product and buy it. Imagine in Sri Lankan context, I don't know how to make it valid for India, but in Sri Lankan context, you talk about Bata slippers, Bata shoes. Someone looks at your legs, you're wearing a DSI shoe. No, that's not trust. You need to be associative with that particular brand. Last one, collaboration is important. Don't isolate yourself in social media. You need to work with people. You need to sometimes work with your competitors also, which is happening now. For an example, Coke, Pepsi have collaborated and done so many sustainability campaigns to clean the environment, to recycle their cans, to collect these plastics from these sewers, drains, all those things. They have collaborated a lot. And my final slide is the next step. We are looking at the rise of AI-generated influencers. They are not even real. They are not even human. They are just NFTs, non-fungible tokens. What's the value of them? I really don't know. At least the Gen Alpha by 2030 will give us some input after 5 years to say that I recognize this NFT. Maybe some of you all have never even heard about the word NFT yet, non-fungible tokens. That is the next thing which we are going to look into. I don't even know whether they sustainable or not, because it's too early actually to speak. Focus on data-driven authenticity and greater accountability and transparency. So with this, I hope you learned a thing or two, and I thank you very much for listening to me. Thank you. Any questions?
All right, well, thank you for a very spirited talk. I think a lot of us learned a lot today about social media. Short question for communities.
Yes.
Would you recommend, if a community, let's say, wants some more public participation on some project? You know, the problem is that most of the time only the same people always chip in. and you want to activate the others, would you use micro-influencers? Would you go social media?
Yes, in social media, I would say that we definitely will have to go with micro-influencers who actually will add value to your event. Now, there are some influencers sometimes who have some boundaries that they don't have the capacity to come and help with your events. They don't have that legitimate brand to actually collaborate with you. On the other hand, there are others who can actually do it. So for an example, in Sri Lanka, there are people who talk about tech devices. And today, if Google or Apple launches their first phone for Sri Lanka, it's they who talk. So let's say I'm running an educational exhibition or a conference like this. I can get him rather than another joker who has a greater following. No, I will get him to talk about this kind of thing. It will be legit. So I recommend people like Tech with Wiki, these kind of pages. They would help into more legitimacy of the narrative of what you asked, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome, ma'am. You're welcome.
Big round of applause. This is for you and for everyone who presented in this session. I have one thing to ask you. Please be back for the student presentation session at 2:15. I like doing networking, but I'm sorry, we have to shorten this.